friends, and welcome to my channel. So today we have a request video they asked me to do is how to when you open a widget, how we know if we using the keyboard or you using the gamepad. So to update the icon from the inventory or the widget or itself or whatever we are using the icons. So for doing that, we only need two things. The first is the more important one, and we need a gamepad, of course, and also we're gonna need a few image. So I download a few from the internet that is free for everybody, but I don't know if they have copyright or not. So that's only doing this for tutorial, not maybe for the real game. So I have my A button from the gamepad, and also I have my F button for my keyboard. So also they're gonna need to be no background at all. So because they don't look nice if we have background for that. Okay, so let's do that. So in this tutorial I want to do it two different ways. I want to do it the input way, that is really easy one to do it, and also I want to show you how to do it from the new input system they have on Unreal also. So I'm gonna show you the both ways. So let's start the tutorial. So first let's create the widget. So let's create it here. So right click, we're going to do user interface, go to widget blueprint, we're going to use a widget. I'm going to call this db widget. I don't know, but you can put the name you want it. For me they're gonna be fine for this because it's only for see if it's working or not. Okay, so let's open this. We're gonna need a few things. First we need a canvas panel. You can drag in here, so we have the canvas, and also we're gonna need one image. So let's put image. So you can put whatever you want for this one, but I just want to show you how this is working. So let's put it maybe in here. So let's anchor it to the right, and let's put this a little more bigger. So probably it's better to put something exactly. So let's go to 300 by 300 maybe. I think that's big enough so to see how it is. Okay, so now we have everything we needed. So let's compound save. Let's put this here so it's more easy to see, and we only need to change the brush settings. So the brush setting, we can bind it. So we have also always be tick node. So let's go click binding. So and here we want to put whatever we want. Okay, so we want to do is from here we can split it so we have everything we need. So that way we're gonna need is from a reference. So the reference we're gonna need is a key. So let's do a variable. Let's create a key. The type they're gonna be, of course, the key variable. So it's gonna be this key. So let's open this, and this one needs to open the eye to be instant editable, and also we want to spawn on span. So every time the widget open, we want to expose this key so we know what key it is. Okay, so from this key we want to drag this guy here. Let's get, and from here we want to know for example from here we can get is gamepad key. So now we have a boolean. So or you can do if a keyboard key, whatever you want better. In my case I want to use gamepad, so I don't know, I like more. So let's do a branch. So let's do a question here. So and let's connect this. So if it's true, we want to do something. If it's false, we want to do another thing. Okay, so we can do this to copy and paste 2 times, but I think this is a way to put too many things in a blueprint, and we don't need nothing about that. So probably it's better use from here. Do a select node here. That's really easy one to do. Disconnect this and just connect this guy to this guy and this guy to this guy. So that way we only have these few things. So that's really easy to do. So if it's false, so if it's not a keyboard, so we want to use the F. So let's do F image. Okay, there you go. If it's true, we want to use the EA image. Whoops, right here. So that is really easy to do this. So let's compile and save. Okay, so let's close this. We don't need the widget anymore. So here we want to create it. Let's put this less. Okay, so we can do a blueprint for this, an active blueprint if you want it, or like a lot of people asking me to do it also trigger box, things like that. Well, I'm gonna do it today, so let's do trigger box. So from here in place actors, if you don't have this, you can select it from here, I believe. Yeah, from here you can find it, but for me I like to put it here. So let's put this trigger and box, so you can drag this guy here, and let's open this a little bit. So let's do it like this. Let's center this better. Okay, and also I want to do a little more big to, for example, if somebody's step on this box, still be able to open this widget. So let's open this stuff. Okay, so we have this. I think it's fine enough. So from this one we only need to close this. So I select the trigger box, so only I need to do only is open here, open level blueprint, and here right click. It go when they said we can call the reference if we want, or we can add an event. So the event we want is the collision one. So let's open the collision and let's select begin overlap. And we also gonna need the end overlap. So let's go like here, call like collision, and go to end overlap. Okay, so we have everything here. So that's fine. So now we're gonna need the reference of the character. If we have it in the level, we can select it from here. That's really easy. Or we can just cast it from here. So let's cast to third person character. So we have this reference, and we can promote this to a variable. Because if we have the variable, we can do it here to avoid another casting because they don't have send at all. So let's go here, and from here let's go if this is equal to this guy. If it's true, let's go brand. That's really easy one because you don't want to do too many casting for no reason at all. Okay, so we have this. So now we're gonna need to enable input. So let's go here and get player controller. So from the player controller, we're gonna need enable input. You're gonna put it in here, but it's not the target. We want the player controller. If you don't know how to do this, is press the control button, hold it, and you can move this stuff easy. Okay, some people ask me a lot of time how we can get this get player controller if we have a multiplier option, because we're not using the player index. That's really easy. We only need the reference of the character. When you have the character, just drag it from here, you put get controller. Yeah, automatically you have the controller from the character. In this case, it's the same one because it's 0. I don't have more players. But if you do, this change depends on the character they enter in this trigger box. So this controller is the same like get player controller. From here, so it said enable input. We're gonna have the same enable input from this one. It's exactly the same. In my case, it's not multiplier option, so I wanna leave it like that. Okay, so leave it like that. And also when we get out, we want to be, disable this stuff. So let here put disable input and connect this guy to the true, and also the is the player controller. And forgot to connect the target. The target is not self because this is not an actor. So the actor we want to be enable input is the player character. So in this one, in this case, gonna be this one. Let's do it like this. Also, we can do this if we want. Anything like that. Okay, so this is perfect. So let's compile and save. So now we have the basic from the start. Okay, so let's continue. So I think I have a mistake here. So this disable input, they disable all the input we don't want it. Let me test it first, because I think when we go inside this trigger box, I go out, they stop all my input. So that is not the way I want it. So let's delete this because we don't need it. But the rest we also need it. Okay, so Also, I don't want to use the E button because right now if I press the E button, I have my jumping. So let's disconnect the jumping maybe. So go to default and here mappings, go to jumping, and this one I want to use the B button. Yeah, B button, so that way I don't have to have that issue. So save, close. So now if I press A, they don't do nothing. If I press B, they jump. So it's better. Okay, so let's fix all that. After this, let's go to third person map, and from here let's create the input. So we want to create the input, and we can do it first to the old way to do it. So if you're using Unreal Engine 4, you have to do it this way. If you're using Unreal Engine 5, you can use this way or you can use the new way. So that depends up to you. I use still the old way sometimes, so that depends. So in Unreal Engine 4, let's go to edit, go to project settings, and go to input, and let's go active mapping here. So let's create a new one. I want to create this interact, and the name, the keyboard, I want to be F, and for my gamepad I want to be A. Okay, so we don't need nothing more, so let's close this. So let's go back to the third person map. In here let's call it, so right click and go interact. So that's gonna be action event, so let's create it. So here let's create the widget. So from here create a widget. So we create the widget. So from here let's go to class, and we want to do it the DB widget right here, and you can see right away we have the key. So the key we wanted is this key. They automatically know what key we're pressing, so let's go this way. Okay, so in here we want to promote this to a variable, so we have a reference, and let's call widget. Okay, yeah. So in this widget we can use it from this to don't destroy all the time. So in here let's go here and let's get this widget, right click, go convert to validate get. So let's put this in here. So if it's not valid, we want to create it. If it's not, we don't want to create it. So here let's gonna be add to viewport. So that way we don't always destroy this stuff. Okay, so let's do this. If it's valid, we only want to go set visibility to visible. Okay, so compile and save. Yeah, and from here we want to do also, I forgot, so let's do from here, or from here this. Okay, so from here let's go set input mode to game and UI. No UI only, because remember, if you're using a gamepad you have to use game and UI. So let's do this one. So the widget to focus is this widget, so we can drag this guy to don't have too many lines all over the place. And the player controller, they're gonna be get player controller, and connect this guy with this guy. Also after this we want to call it 2. Okay, so we have this one, and we can use this key to do it here to the mouse. For example, we can drag this guy. I know they want to look bad, so from here let's go to set is keyboard key. So if it's keyboard key, I want to be brand, so we have the brand. Oops. Okay, so if it's true, if I using the keyboard, so that means I don't use it in the gamepad. That is the way you're thinking about it. From here let's go set show mouse cursor to true. That is really easy to do it. Look very weird this key line, so we can do to looking better and just drag this guy, and from here let's promote it so we have better line here. So if we have promote this, we have the reference for this one, so we can go key, do it like this, so that way we don't have that weird line all over the place. Yeah. Yep. And also from the end, so we want to close the widget, so we want to get the widget, and we want to set visibility because we don't want to destroy it, to collapse, so that way we can see it. And also we want to get by controller, we want to set input mode to game only because we want to be only gameplay, no widget anymore. And also we want to show the mouse cursor, but the same like before. So let's get the key, and this key we want to be is keyboard. If it is keyboard, I want to, from this one, set show mouse cursor to false. Let's do it like this so they don't look that bad. So let's do branch, because if it's not, we don't want to do nothing at all in here. And also you can promote this to a variable if you want to have better cleaning of these lines, but for me it's fine. Okay, so I think that's it. So let's compile and save. So let's go back to the widget to see if I forgot something. I believe I don't. Yeah, so I think everything is fine. So let's text it out. So let's go play. So let's go with my gamepad. So I have my gamepad on. So if I'm here, I press A, you can see my A right there. If I go out, they're gonna out. So it's working. So let's use the keyboard. So let's go play. So I want to use my WASD. So let's go here. If I go in here, I press F. You can see they're gonna say my F, and also you can see my mouse here. So if I get out, they're gonna do it like that. So it's working. So I can press F. So we have that one working. So that's it. So that is how to update this widget to depend on what put in the input. So now let's do it on the new input system they have Unreal. That's a little bit different. So let's do that. Okay, so for the new system, we have to modify this a little bit. First, let's go to input. So we don't want to use the input. We can delete it or just simple disconnect this. So if I disconnect this, automatically they don't have working at all. So let's delete this. So now we need to create the new input. So for doing that, let's go to third person map, go to third person, and go to input. So we have this default already created for us. So that's really easy. So let's go to action. So we want to use one of these or create a new one, but it's better to copy one of these to not have to lose too much time. So this one is for float variable, but the jump is the boolean. We need the boolean one. This is we're talking about value type. So this is gonna be axis, that one, asset, float, the thing like that. We only need boolean, so we want to use this one, the jump. So let's duplicate it and let's change the name, of course. So let's call this interact. So it's the same name than before, but they use it EI, so that's better. IA, yeah. So let's do that. So let's go to save everything, go to input again, and go to default, and we need a new one here. So let's add a new one. Okay, so in here let's put the interact one and select where we want it. So we want to be F, and also create another one, so they're gonna be the button A. So that's it. So we can close. Why they open this again? So there's a little bug here. So let's save this and close that. Okay, so let's make it. So the widget is done. We don't need it probably. So let's the third person map, and here let's put in here. So we need to call the IA interact. So we want to use the action event, not the this one. So we don't want to do that one. So we want to this one. So let's go here, and we need a space here. So let's go more space. So let's move, also let's move it like here. Okay, so let's go like here and let's put this out of the way. So first we need to go to start it, so that's gonna be the working at. So that is how we need it. So we can do a little trick here to find what key we're using here. So that's really easy. So we can use this still, so that's fine. So we're gonna need is the update this key. So to do that, I want to use any key. So if I select any key, automatically, no matter what key I press, they're gonna set it this. So let's disconnect this one. So and put this in the top here. So if I press it, they're gonna be this key, and the key we're pressing is this one. So that's really easy, and we need to connect this key to this key. So automatically they update everything for us. So let's test it. So let's go compile and save. So if I go play, so now if I go close to this guy, I'm using my gamepad. If I press A, you can see my A. If I go out, it's working. So if I go here, you press F, it's not working. Okay, it's because they don't update. So we have to update this one also. So I forgot to do this. So how we can do this? So we can do a custom event. So let's go widget. So in here, let's create a custom event. So custom event in the widget, remember. We want to call it set key, for example. I don't know, you can call the name you want it, and you want to set this. And you want to connect this inside here. So compile and save. So let's go third person map, and after, because it's after the first one, so that means it's an error here because they don't update here. So from here, let's go to widget equal set key function. Let's connect. Oops. Let's make more space. And the key we wanted, remember, is this key. So now they're supposed to be updating correctly. So let's see. So let's play with my gamepad. So if I go here, press A, I have my A, so it's perfect. So now let's go to my gamepad. So if I go here, I press F, you can see now it's working my F and also my mouse. So if I go out, I put my gamepad again. So I go here, press E, you can see I can have my E, and also they don't show the mouse. So it's working that they're supposed to be. I think a little easier here. Okay, so I think it's fine. Okay, cool. So that's gonna be it for the video. It's better don't use trigger box for this, because trigger box is not really good for this kind of stuff. So probably it's better to use actor blueprint. So that is the best way to do it. But some people ask me how to do it with trigger box, so that's why I do it trigger box. But it's better to actor blueprint. So that's gonna be it for the video. So if you want to support me, you can right there's the box. So that means they activate my input. So we need to disable the input when we go out. That's why I don't like to use trigger box. So it's better to use actor blueprint for this. So that way you don't need to do this stuff. So the actor blueprint, they're gonna be exactly the same. The only difference is in the enable input, you don't say get the target. The target, they're gonna be self, because the self is gonna be the actor blueprint. So that's gonna be better probably to use. So yeah, so that's gonna be if you're using actor blueprint. So that fixed that issue we have in here. So that's gonna be it for the video. So if you want to support me, you can go to my Coffee page and you can donate or make a member. If you're a member, you're gonna have exclusive stuff. For example, you can see this video before I publish, and also you can have exclusive stuff. For example, project files from the GTA series and things like that. And also, if you want to talk with me directly and you want to have you have problem with a tutorial, or you need help for something, or you have a request video, you can go to my Discord page. For me, it's more easy to respond from the Discord than to respond for the comment from YouTube. So like I said always, thank you for watching. I see you in the next video. So bye bye.